Hello and welcome to Japanatron. My name's Dave Pavlina. Japanatron is a podcast about Japan and life in Japan and Japanese culture. I think most of you know that by now. Woo! Let's get started. Today's topic is the do's and don'ts of Tokyo life. Now, okay, a little background on this. My hometown of LA, it's a big city, of course. You probably have heard of it. And it's a car city, okay? So the culture and the life and times in LA revolve around the car. Conversations among friends are always like, oh, how's the traffic? You know, you live and die by the car, okay? And the traffic conditions in LA. And there's a lot about LA life that just lives and breathes that. So, you know, there's like rules of life in LA. And a lot of those do's and don'ts, they all revolve around like the car. You know, avoid this, don't do this, blah, blah, blah. So similarly, Tokyo, when I came here, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be so cool. I don't have to drive. You know, I'm in a big city, but I can actually, you know, survive without having to rely on a car. And this is going to be really cool. But believe it or not, I mean, Tokyo is so crowded. I don't know the statistics on this, but it's not just a lot of people, it's just the population density is insane. I mean, LA has a lot of people as well, but they're just spread out over this massive area, which is covered by cars. But in Tokyo, you just have this massive amount of people just squeezed into this tiny area, and there's just people just oozing out of every orifice. So there's ways to deal with this, and it gets very tiring, it gets exhausting. You know, you go out and you just have to deal with seas of people. And I've developed these rules, you know, these like coping techniques for dealing with this, okay? So I want to talk about some of these things. Now most of these things, you know, of course, revolve around the population density, okay? Just the getting around and, you know, navigating train stations and city streets and whatnot, okay? Because it's so frustrating when I'm walking around and someone just doesn't know the deal here. You know, they're from out of town, maybe they're tourists or something, and I'm like, oh my fucking God, you gotta get out of my way, man. You're driving me crazy, okay? This is Tokyo, man. This is fucking Tokyo. You gotta deal with this. Oh, and I'm sorry, I gotta digress a little bit. I really apologize for my potty mouth. I mean, I know I have a problem, okay? I cuss a lot, and there's really absolutely no reason for it, okay? It's just a really bad habit. I'm working on it. I apologize. But yeah, I don't know, it just feels good to cuss, you know? And I'm sorry about that. If you're offended, you can go fuck yourself. Okay. Do's and don'ts. Okay, number one, the escalator. Okay, now in Japan, you know, they're really organized and all that stuff. So the escalator deal, and a lot of people don't get this, you know, especially the visiting foreigners. Everyone like stands on one side, and then the other side is kept like free and open so that people can walk up. You know, if they're like, oh, I'm in such a big hurry, I have to walk up the escalator. You know, which I do because, you know, I'll get to that later. So you don't want to stand, you know, next to someone on the escalator and block the entire way. Okay, you got to leave an aisle open. And in Tokyo, that's typically you stand on the left and the aisle on the right is open, okay, for walking. Okay. Interestingly, and I don't really know if this is true or not. I think I've noticed this before, but I can't really say with certainty. Someone has told me that in Osaka, it's actually the reverse. That you stand on the right and the lane on the left is the open one on the escalator. So I don't know. I've been to Osaka so many times. I really haven't paid much attention to it. But the point being, on the escalator in Tokyo and probably in Japan in general, the big cities especially, one aisle is kept free and open. Okay, so do not block that. Okay, that's like the worst thing in the universe. Okay. Another thing, you gotta walk really fast. You gotta just just run. Just practically run. Okay? That's just the way Tokyo is. You gotta just go fast. Okay? Don't walk all slow and shit and block people. And even worse than that, like, don't hold hands. You know, you have like a string of 4 people all holding hands. And don't walk shoulder to shoulder. Just make a single file line and just fucking bolt. Just run. Because that's the way Tokyo is, man. It's a hardcore, hard pipe in life here, okay? We don't have time for your little strolling through the park shit, okay? And even better is, if someone's in your way, just push. Just push people, okay? There's really no time for, like, excuse me's and all that. There's just no time for that kind of stuff, okay? So you just push, okay? Old men do this very well, okay? And that's why we respect old people. They're very good at this. You just push, and you do not say excuse me. If you say, sumimasen, you're trying to get through, people are just going to look at you like, what is that? People in Tokyo do not know the meaning of the word sumimasen anymore, okay? That word is dead. It is dead here. Do not use it, okay? So just push. Moving on, okay. Don't ever point. Holy shit. Old women are doing this all the time. Like, I don't know if they're tourists or something. They're from out of town. Oh, Natsuko, where are we going? Oh, Tomoe, what do we do? Oh, we're here? And they're always, like, pointing. And that's right at the moment when you're walking right by him and there's, like, a old woman, like, nasty, dirty finger in your eye or something. Okay? And, that brings up another point. When you're walking through these crowds, you gotta be with it, man. You gotta be 120%. You gotta be like an Olympic champion. You gotta keep your eyes and your ears open, okay? Don't quit on me, man. Stay with me, okay? Look at me. Look at me. You gotta stay with me. If you're drunk, you gotta just see through that fog. You gotta keep pumping, man. Keep it going. Because there's going to be some old woman with a finger. There's going to be a bunch of dudes all walking shoulder to shoulder, out for a little stroll in the park. Okay? You got to go, man. This is Tokyo. Okay? You don't have time for this stuff. So don't ever point. Okay? You're going to poke someone. Okay? And also don't ever like shake your umbrella out. Like, that's like, there's even signs for that in the train station, not to do that. So just watch out for that. There's always going to be someone in your way, and you're always going to be in someone else's way. Okay, that's just the fact of life in Tokyo. So just remember that. Just expect that someone is just going to be right in front of you, or a finger is going to come in your eye, or some old little kid is going to like trip in front of you, or like something is going to happen. Just be ready for that. Okay? It's kind of fun, actually. You live life on the edge. Okay? That's the way Tokyo is. Okay, so don't ever point. I covered the, don't walk shoulder to shoulder, just single file line. More importantly is don't ever stop. And the worst possible place you could ever stop is right in front of the station ticket gate. Oh my God, why do people do this? People who do this should be executed. I swear to God. It's like, is this the train entrance? Is this the entrance where I get in? Oh my God, dude, there's like 1 million people behind you. Do not stop there. You will just be trampled and pushed, okay? Do not stop there. That is the worst thing, okay? Even more important, I don't know, maybe. Okay, I don't know. I'm debating on this. But equally as important is do not be the guy with like the bad Pasmo card, or the Suica card. Those are the cards everyone uses, to pay. They just tap the card and you go through the ticket gate, right? Ba-ding, 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 ba-ding. It sounds like a casino. It's just people going boom, 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 just going through, just constantly. Okay, do not block that gate. Don't stand there. Okay, we don't have time for this stuff. And do not be the guy that goes boom, boom, and then you get the red flashing thing and the gates close, and then you're like, oh my God, my payment card, I ran out of money, or I'm stupid, I don't know what I'm doing. Do not be that guy. If, okay, you got plenty of money on it, you got to make sure of that. And you got to put it in if you keep it in your wallet or something, which I do, put it in a place so that it gets a nice, good signal, okay? Don't have like 1,000 other cards on top of it, okay? You got to have that thing working reliably, because people behind you, when you get the red thing and the gates close, Oh my God, they want to kill you. They will want to kill you, and it's justified. It's totally justified in that case. Okay, so don't be the guy with the bad Posmo or Suica. Okay. Don't talk on the train. Okay, my God, why do people even attempt this? Okay, the Tokyo train is dead quiet. There's a billion people on it, and they're all completely silent. The only sound you might hear is like the flip of a page of a book or a newspaper, or the little clack of like fingers on a smartphone. Okay, do not do this. Okay, you're not supposed to talk on that. It's actually against the law, believe it or not. They will remove you from the train if you're talking, and they'll probably beat you or something, because talking on the train is totally outlawed. Okay, so you don't want to do that. Okay. Also, along with this, don't ever smile. Okay, Tokyo people, we don't smile. Okay, I think actually that's illegal as well. I think it's actually on the table for making that illegal. You don't ever want to smile. Okay, you just want to walk really fast. That's really the main do I'm trying to emphasize here. Most of these other things are don'ts, so sorry about that. But we're negative people, so whatever. Yeah, don't ever smile. And you know what? Even better than that, don't even make eye contact with people, because that's just going to lead to trouble. Okay, and in Tokyo with all those people around, you don't want trouble. Okay, so don't smile, don't make eye contact. What else? Do not hold the door open. Okay. Oh my God, this is the biggest mistake. And this was a habit I brought with me from America. Ladies first and all that, etiquette or whatever stuff. Chivalry. Just throw that away right now, because you do not have time for this kind of stuff. Ladies first and holding the door open. Okay. You will be the official door guy if you hold the door open for someone, okay? Like in the morning or something, there's a door. You will just be standing there like an idiot all day holding the door for like billions of people, okay? There's just no time for this. If you're like a nice person, which I don't really recommend, you can kind of, like, as you walk through the door, you kind of look behind you, just a quick little look, and you see if someone's coming. And if so, you give like an extra, like half second, like your hand just kind of holds the door open a little bit extra, or maybe you push it open a little bit more. And then the person behind you will, they'll get it. But don't be like the douchebag that's gonna like stand behind the door and just kind of, oh, after you, after all of Tokyo, because you will not get to work. Okay, you'll just be an idiot standing holding the door all day, and you'll be the official door guy. Okay, so don't do that. Same goes kind of for the elevator, because chances are your elevator is gonna be packed with people. And don't do this like, oh, ladies first, please, after you. Don't do that. Just get out of the way. Just get off the fucking elevator. Get out of the way. Okay. The polite thing to do, I guess, in this case, if you're going to, go that whole polite route, is if you're near that open button, the open close button, you can hold that. Okay. And then everyone else files out. But if you're the guy like right in front of the crack of the door, that's gonna open, just get out of the way, man. Like don't try to move to the side. Oh, lady, please, all the ladies off the elevator first. There is no time or space for that. Okay, just as soon as those doors open, get out of the way, and then run. Start running. Because when they see you running, they'll know, now that guy knows how to live in Tokyo, okay? When you see someone running, not smiling, not saying excuse me, pushing people out of the way, that's a person that knows how to live in Tokyo, okay? So this is good advice, okay? What else do I want to say? Now, like I said, most of this is for crowds and stuff. Oh, another thing. And I know I ranted about this before, and I pissed off a bunch of people, so whatever. I'll say it again, because it's relevant to this discussion, is don't smoke and walk. Now, in fact, jokes aside, all joking aside, this is a rule. There are signs everywhere. There's signs like printed on the sidewalk, okay? Not to smoke and walk. Because when you're smoking, which is fine, okay, you can smoke in designated areas, I'll give you that. But when you're smoking and walking, all the smoke is blowing in the face of other people, okay? Right behind you. It's so rude. You know, come on, man. I'm trying to teach you how to have better manners here with this podcast. And the smoking and walking thing is just about as rude as you can get. And, you know, you see all the signs everywhere not to do this. You know, there's even this kind of like figurine of a figure of a guy smoking, and the smoke is going behind him, and the big circle with the cross through it. You know, don't smoke and walk. It's actually, I think technically they actually can ticket you for that, but they never do. They never enforce this rule, unfortunately. There's always some asshole like in front of you blowing smoke in your face. So, you know, don't be that guy. You know, have a good payment card, you know, a good valid payment card, and don't smoke and walk, okay? Please, smoke in designated areas. Thank you very much. Okay, so another one I want to talk about is don't rush for the train. Now, there are signs up all over the train stations about this one. You know, apparently people have gotten hurt or something, and they really discourage this practice. Now, I have another one for you. I would say rush for the train only if you're 100% confident in your skills as a train rusher. You cannot screw up on this one, okay? You might need to practice a little bit, you know? Rush for the train, but, you know, don't dive into the doors, you know? So what you got to do is, you know, you got to learn the stages, okay? So the train, it goes boop, you know, and then it goes, you know, door ga shimarimasu, and then bing, bing, and then the doors start going. Now, if you're jamming up the stairs and you're not even close to the train doors yet, and it's going like bing, bing, you should just give up. Because the failure, when you totally fail and you get stuck in the door and the station guy gets pissed off and yells at you and everyone's looking at you like you're some kind of dumbass weirdo, you know, and especially if you have a long ride on that train, it's going to be really awkward, okay? So that's when you don't really want to rush for the train, when you are not 100% confident you're going to make it. But if you're confident in your skills, you know, you got the skills, you are jamming up those stairs, you know, and you dash out of the way of that old woman that's in your way, and you spin around, and, you know all the stages, and you know, doga shimarimasu, and you boom, right on there. That sense of triumph is undescribable. I mean, it is better than, like, an Olympic champion winning gold medals, okay? So that's when I say, hey, go for it. Rush for the train, because it's worth it, man. It's totally worth it. That feeling is just amazing. It's a great way to start the day. It's a great way to end the day. It's a great thing to experience at any time of the day. So that's my rule. I will say only rush for the train when you are 100% confident in your skills. So, yeah. What I'm really trying to emphasize in this episode overall is you gotta run, okay? This is Tokyo, man. It's a crazy, wild life. And if you run, you stay out of people's way, you'll be just fine. You're gonna do great. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Japanatron. If you're interested in more, please go to Japanatron.com. I got all my links up there at the top, all the Twitter, all the YouTube, all the Facebook, all that bullshit. So you can follow me and all that stuff. And please, you know, leave a comment or whatever, you know, the stars on iTunes and all that stuff, because really I got nothing, and I don't know who's listening to this thing. So, yeah, like a comment or a little star would really help me, figure out if actually anyone's paying attention to this thing, because it would be cool. So, yeah, take care, man. Toodles.
Welcome to Japanatron. Japanatron, 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 Japanatron.
You have received this transmission from the Comedy Podcast Network. For more shows, visit comedypodcastnetwork.com.